Porkies. Today, we are revisiting one of the most successful and controversial teen comedies of the 80s or even ever made, Porkies. It was a box office sensation so big that they made a second one that was horrible, which influenced an entire generation. The first movie, not the second. It influenced raunchy comedies and still sparks debate more than 40 years later. The question is not whether it is famous. The question is whether it is still relevant. Unfortunately, it is not, and we are the poorer for it. Now, is it still worth watching? Today is a very different experience than watching it in 81. Some of the biggest laughs still come from great comedic timing, exaggerated characters and names, and memorable situations. The cast has strong chemistry within them, and the movie keeps its energy from beginning to end. For me, the experience is even more personal. I did first see it when I was a measly 10 years old. Unfortunately, that's not my age now, and I do now see it through a completely different lens. Back then, I thought it was hilarious and exciting. Watching it now, I can appreciate why it did become such a phenomenon during my day, while also recognizing just how tacky and juvenile much of the plot and story really is. But at the same time, parts of the humor does reflect attitudes from another era. Scenes that audience once accepted without flatting so much of an eyelash are viewed very differently today. These moments will ruin the movie or simply make it feel dated for certain people or viewers. What did impress me was not the shock value, it had tons of that. It was just how influential the film became. You can see Porky's DNA in movies like Weird Science, Revenge of the Nerds, Bachelor Party, and even American Pie. Porky's helped establish a formula and create a genre that Hollywood revisited for decades. Because once you make money one way, you know they're going to try to drain it till it's gone. If you are looking for a modern comedy, Porky's is not it. But if you are interested in movie history and understanding where many later comedies came from, it is absolutely worth revisiting with the proper context. I do not think Porky's is timeless. Time has proven that. But I do think it's historically important. Sometimes we need something that's a little tacky and juvenile to break up the monotony of our lives or of what we are getting from today's movies. Not every comedy, and this is important, has to be sophisticated. Sometimes the appeal is simply laughing at something ridiculously outrageous. It is also important to remember that Porky's is not real life. It is just a freaking movie. Films don't have to reflect how people should behave. They can also reflect the humor, culture, and storytelling of the era in which they were made. This is actually the first classic review of a movie that I would not necessarily call great, even though it was undeniably a great success when it was initially released. Its importance comes less from its quality and more from the mark it left on comedy, Hollywood, and pop culture. If you did enjoy honest movie review that separates the hype from the reality, do hit subscribe Like, I do post new releases every Tuesday, classic reviews like this one every Friday, and movie shorts throughout the week here on YouTube and on TikTok. Be your own judge right now of this movie because it is on YouTube for free. Enjoy. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Until next time, keep your expectations realistic and your minds open, and that wedge up your butt might actually disappear.